Tell us where the fuck he is!
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Goose, man, with another reaction. Apologize ahead of time, man, because of my energy, because I am a little frustrated this morning, bro. I'm sick, on top of Wi-Fi acting up, on top of, yeah, nigga, I scatterbrain, man, for real. But this video is gonna be about a mother, cops finding out a mother horrifying secret, man. I don't know what this video about. I'm just gonna go off the title. It gotta be somebody that died. She done killed somebody. The baby daddy mama, her mama, somebody, something. Something, somebody, you know. If you haven't already, like for the algorithm so people around the world can see this video. Subscribe so you won't have to look for my videos. You know, it just pop up right on your algorithm. My past videos will pop up on you. I'll be like something around that area. Something around that area. Comment down below throughout the video how I could do better and how you feel, you know, I could change some things, you know. And turn your post notifications on so you'll know when I drop my next video. Excuse me, man. Let's get into it. Boy, I'm dizzy. Ooh, hold on. Fuck. All right, let's get into it, man. Before I pass out.
Call want us to check on the well-being of the 4 to 5-year-old kid.
No way, bro.
This is the exact moment Larissa realizes that the cop had found her horrifying secret.
You think I don't feel guilty for that? You think I don't? I do, okay? And you're making it worse.
Larissa's case
What are you mad for?
had been discussed time and again, but the darker side of her actions is something that must be highlighted from time to time, especially when we look at the perspectives often ignored.
The day that I moved out, she beat that baby with a bat. With a bat.
She would tell him she would want to him in the face because he looks like his dad. But when I walked into that door, she the guy sock in the kid's mouth and him in the corner.
Tell us where the fuck he is!
The confessions and revelations that follow would go on to shake the entire state of Ohio.
Oh, heads up. Heads up. It's gonna be a long video.
When I told you that when he finally took his last breath, it was like he was mad. You know, like I seen in his face like he just wanted to tell me something. And I thought he, you know, like he was trying to cuss me out or something. But I took it as he was just trying to tell me, Mom, I love you, I gotta go.
But the true horror had not even begun. What came next would haunt the detectives forever.
Jordan also has 3 fractured left ribs that healed on their own and a fractured right rib that healed on its own.
This house is just like bad luck.
But what the cops were about to find would prove that the only monster in that house was her.
What the fuck?
On West 80th Street, between Detroit and Lake Avenues, was a house that was to be investigated on December 18th, 2017. The residents were 34-year-old Larissa Rodriguez, her 30-year-old boyfriend Christopher Rodriguez, and Larissa's 9 kids. According to intel that came via an international call from Pakistan, someone in that house was dead.
How you doing, ma'am? I'm calling from overseas, but it's kind of I guess I need to talk to like a detective or somebody, or I don't know if you can. Basically, it's kind of messed up the whole situation, but my brother told me something, and I just can't sleep at night as far as, you know, what I don't know. I just kind of feel like I need to say something.
Something for concerning your brother?
Yeah, just
what?
I know. It sounds crazy, but
No,
what he told me.
Where is he?
He lives off of Detroit,
What
so
is
I don't know his
the
direct address.
The caller was Scott Rodriguez, who'd served in the Air Force before moving to Pakistan as a contractor. He was about to reveal his brother's most horrifying secret.
Basically, he told me that incident happened with one of the kids, and they didn't call the cops, and basically he buried him and his girlfriend buried the kid in the backyard.
Soon after the 911 call, officers found themselves standing at the doorstep of an ordinary-looking apartment, struggling to believe its backyard could contain the horror that would change everything. But there was only one way to find out. In white tank top and black shorts, Larissa peeped out like it was a lazy afternoon. Little did she know it was going to be the day she finally gets caught.
See if you can get a name.
Is there anything?
Well, we got a call, want us to check on the well-being of the 4 to 5 year old kid.
How many kids are good?
Okay.
She was the mother of 9 children who kept largely to herself. The worn exterior of her home blended into the landscape like a forgotten story. But the inside of the house was in a deplorable condition and was not a good place for children to be in. However, they didn't expect to find one of her children eating a sandwich in which a cockroach had crawled.
Okay.
Negative, just on the brother of Christopher Rodriguez and his girlfriend, Larissa Rodriguez.
Let me know. Fine.
All right. Hello, kids. All right. All right. How many kids do you have, man?
I have 9 altogether.
Okay.
But I have some that don't live with me. But these are the ones that do live with me.
Okay.
Where's Christopher at?
He's in jail. He's been in jail. For child support. He's been in there since like October.
Damn.
Larissa's voice was thin and strained as she answered questions, trying to explain away the squalor. She spoke of the children, how many...
Unpopular opinion. Unpopular opinion. Never mind, because I don't know the situation. I don't know if he was taking care of the kids or not. But I feel like, not even speaking on this situation, but in general, if the man is taking care of them kids, there's no need to put them on child support. Unpopular opinion. Let me say that again. Unpopular opinion. If a man is taking care of his kids, fuck what you got going on. But if he taking care of his kids, I feel like child support shouldn't be put on. You know, that's just me. You handle your half, I handle my half. You know, I take care of my kids, you take care of our kids. You know, simple as that. You don't got to do all the back and forth, court times and this, that, and the third. Now I'm in jail because I take care of my kids, but you want me to still take care of you. If you want me to take care of you, and why you kick me out of the house, you know, shit like that. Shit like that. My fault for just stopping the video, but I'm just saying, just unpopular opinion.
There were where they were. But all she managed to accomplish was digging her grave deeper.
And if you know you mentally fucked up, you need to cancel child support anyway. Because you're going to need all the fucking help with them kids. 9 of them? I'm just saying, cancel child support. Even if not even speaking on this situation no more. But if you know you need help with your kids, you know you're gonna need that break. You know you're gonna need that break, man. Fuck the child support. Just spend your time. Just spend time with your kids so I can have a break so I can have some time with myself. You feel me? To take your kids, take all 9 of these motherfuckers at the same time, so I can have a break. You know, so I can gain my woman in me. Put it like that. Gain some woman in you. You know, gain some woman in you. Go have some fun. You know, do whatever you want to do on your time. But that child support is unnecessary. You know, you just getting money for yourself. You ain't even getting money for the kids. In my opinion.
And deeper.
Do you have a child with special needs?
Oh, Jordan? Yes, I do.
How old is Jordan?
Jordan, he is just turned 5.
Where's Jordan at?
He's with his dad. He's visiting, gonna be visiting for the holiday. He's not here with us right now for the holiday.
Where's Dad at?
In Texas. He's not even here. Is that who you guys are pertaining to?
Maybe, possibly. What's his dad's name? Jordan's dad.
Patrick. Pat.
Do you have a number to Patrick? We reached that? We can call him? Yeah.
Huh? Right now, I don't have the number because he was gonna get a new number.
Okay. But he's got family, so we
yes.
can
She didn't even know the biological father's surname, despite spending 2 years with him. She didn't even have any way to connect with little Jordan in the...
Nah, it is some situations like that, though. It is some situations like that. Excuse me. It is some people out there that don't want to be involved with people's next wife or any of that, and they had cut off all communication with them. You know, the kids have had the daddy number, but she don't. Kids have find, excuse me. The kids will find out how to get in touch with their daddy, but she won't. You know, it's situations like that out there. Not throwing no dirt on my mama, but she didn't have my pop's number at all. No, she didn't have it at all. The only way she'd have it is if we had called my pops. You know, my pops used to install his number inside our head. So if we want to call him, hey daddy, can you come get us? Even though he ain't gonna come get us, just one of these times, you know, or just to talk to pops, you know. He install that number inside our head and be like, you want to talk to me? You call me, but you don't do all that. You don't run away from your mama. You don't do none of that bad shit. Pops used to pull up and whoop ass. For real, Pops just didn't play that, boy. Pops didn't play that. But now we be putting that. I'll be trying to put him in a full Nelson and shit. But all right, let's get back to the video.
The past few weeks, because neither she had the number nor the address. There were red flags everywhere in this house of horrors, irrespective of whether Jordan was in her backyard or not.
No, my pops, he did used to, let me clear that up, because I did sound like he didn't pick us up. He did used to pick us up. It was just times where he'd work his overtime and he'd be like, well, he don't hit niggas up. Be like, I ain't gonna make it. But when we got to his house, he'd be like, my fault, I didn't come get y'all last weekend. I was working overtime and shit like that. Let me clear that up, okay? Okay. He was working overtime for us. He wanted to be able to give my mama money and shit for us so we can get clothes, shoes, and shit like that. But I think my mama was turning that shit down anyway. She was handling business. For real.
As the police move towards the back door, the atmosphere shifts. There's a dreadful anticipation in detectives knowing that what lies beyond the yard might be more than they're prepared to find. This case can shut right away if they check the backyard, but they wouldn't. Not yet.
Why not?
Instead, police would find out more about Larissa. She had a long history of county work and family services. In fact, 2 of her older children were removed from her custody a number of years earlier. Social workers had opened 13 neglect or abuse investigations on her since 1999. The most recent one was in 2016, just a year prior from Jordan's disappearance.
So, Christopher's been in jail for how
Since
long?
October.
How does she still got kids? What the fuck?
Her boyfriend, Christopher, was serving jail time for failing to provide child support to his ex. So far, they looked like a perfect fit for each other. Detectives at this moment were desperate to find out more about Jordan, and what they'd end up finding would be far worse than what they could have imagined. While Larissa was taken to the interrogation room, the police stayed behind to find out more. As the search for Jordan unfolded, Larissa's background inevitably came under scrutiny. She came from a large, tight-knit family who loved her dearly. Yet it wouldn't come as a shock to them when news broke that 5-year-old Jordan was missing and Larissa was somehow entangled in his disappearance.
Her to raise pits, like baby pigs. They was training them dogs to be evil. I mean, they would literally bite at our ankles every time we walk in the house. Just training them to be evil. You have 9 kids. I'm disgusted, Larissa, and I can't believe you honestly did this. Out of all of your siblings, you have the most kids. The most kids. And lovable kids. And adorable kids. Good kids. And you just do something like this. Why don't you be woman enough, Larissa? Even if Jordan is not in this house or in this yard. Tell us where the fuck he is. And you can stop lying already, because we know that is a baby off the internet, man. And he has no family.
The family was struggling to cope with the pain and was starting to fall apart.
She's stressed.
But this was not the end of this ordeal yet.
You could tell they love. You could tell they love their family, boy. Boy, that's fucked up. And it's a kid at that. Damn.
All your 9 kids. Larissa, where is he? I can't.
Damn.
The family clearly had their sympathies with Larissa, yet they already were convinced Larissa was connected with the disappearance. The reason behind it was the horrible scenes the family had come upon several times.
That's all I can say, is I do know what I saw, and I do see violent tendencies in her. But I also know what I saw with this man here, too. So she's not alone. And I just want to make that clear, because she's not alone. When she let that man put a suck in my nephew's mouth, that showed me something right there. She's not alone.
Was gagged with a sock and locked in a wardrobe, and it was that horrible act.
That day, why didn't y'all beat her ass and take her kids, bro? I don't give a fuck about police coming in this motherfucker. None of that shit. We whooping that ass. We taking your kids away from you. You don't know how to treat them. You're done. You good. You wanna break? Here go your break. You know, we're gonna send these kids back to their daddy. This is your boy. Well, I don't know how many kids she had with him. But, nigga, we need to take these kids back to their daddy, shit.
That came out in light only because Larissa's sister was present. Another unbelievable fact about Jordan's case was that both social services and child services
keeping our little nieces and nephews, you know, we keeping them. We gonna fight for custody. You try to come over our house, we fucking you up. Don't you come your ass over here. We would have fucked her, bro. The nigga, a sock in her mouth. Boy, you getting your ass whooped.
Were involved early on, but they failed to stop whatever was coming for little Jordan. It was clear that the picture was more grim than Larissa had let on. Children were abused on a regular basis at the hands of Larissa and Christopher, but perhaps Jordan was the most targeted because he had developmental conditions and disability. But this was just the beginning. Police had begun to interview the people in Larissa's connections, and they came upon a long list of exes.
So this is obviously being recorded for...
No problem.
Okay. We record them all.
No, don't move.
Bad guy seat. You can have it either.
No, I'm fine. At least this time I could say I was in a good guy seat.
This was Christopher Upton, her ex-boyfriend and father of her daughter, Nevaeh. He had shocking and terrible...
Yep, Nevaeh, go to your daddy. Beat. Go to your... We gonna ship these kids out.
Details to give the police a sight into what else was happening in Larissa's unsanitary house.
What condition was the house in when you were there?
It was always a mess. Always a mess. Even when, you know, like I went over there to pick up Nevaeh, the house was always a mess. The kids looked like they hadn't eaten a couple days. And I even told Marvin Bishop that. I said, I'm doing this for you guys to see that my daughter needs to get out of there, but something else needs to be done about these other kids. Mariana was always sick, was always missing school, staying up, you know, way past what a kid, you know, my 12-year-old goes to bed at 9 o'clock. She was up 2, 3 in the morning. You know, if they went back and looked at all the times that the cops was called out to each one of the residents, there was a pattern. There was always domestic violence. It was always, you know, her and Jake have gotten into it. I know at least 3 times that the cops have been there. Milton and her at least 5 times. And the one, I think his name is, it's one right after Milton. Anthony
Cummings, I think.
He was a drug dealer over there in the project. She met him one night when he was walking through, and then the next thing I know, he was staying there. And I'm like, you have to you have to start thinking better of this. And then I got a call about 3.5 months later that she was pregnant, and I said, okay, what are you calling me for? And she said, I think it's yours. And I said, okay. I said, well, call me when you have the baby. I'll come right there. We'll do a DNA test, and we'll go from there.
Larissa had 9 children with 9 different fathers. Any new man that she dated was allowed to stay in immediately after getting to know her.
9 by 9. That ain't funny, but damn, bro. Yeah, we sending these kids to their daddy, man. We sending these kids to their daddies, man. And the nigga in jail, you wrong as fuck. I don't want to say he wrong, because she said he in jail for child support. So he wasn't there. I don't know how it go. But the sister just said that he was part of the shit too. So I don't know how it go, man. But other than that, we sending these kids to their fathers, man. This is no.
He also got a say in Larissa's
9
poor
by 9.
children's lives. However, Larissa's unstable romantic interests were not the only problem. According to her next ex, Jacob Wagner, Larissa was not bad with her children, at first.
During this period of time, how is she treating Jordan?
She was treating him good, really good actually. Jordan was always with her nonstop. Around this time, he started eating baby food. She was feeding him on time, changing his diapers, trying to teach him how to crawl.
However, things took a sharp turn soon after. Many of her multiple boyfriends were abusive towards her, physically violent, drug addicts, and even sex offenders. There was a limit on how nice Larissa could be on her good days, but there was no limit on how monstrous she could get on her bad ones.
A little towards the end, she started getting really bad with Jordan.
In what way?
Every way.
So the beginning of 2016, she's...
No, probably around the end of 15, it got really bad. We moved into an apartment after Willowdale. We moved into an apartment on West 98th. And it just got bad. I kept trying to get a job. She kept ruining it for me. We ended up, she just stopped cleaning the house. The kids were always dirty. I always had to give them baths, feed them. She only fed certain kids more than the others. And I believe it's a race thing for some reason. It was Nevaeh and Jordan that are always put down the most. Poor Mariana always had to watch the kids when I was gone. Mariana would call me, hey, I'm home alone with the kids. What do I do? I'd come over, help her. But...
So she only feeds certain kids?
If she bought treats and stuff, only certain kids. Nevaeh and Jordan wouldn't get them.
Are they Caucasian?
Yes, they're part Caucasian.
According to Jacob, Jordan and Nevaeh were taking the brunt of it, whether it was because of their race or personal choice. But soon, Nevaeh would leave, and Jordan would be left behind as her solo target.
And I never wanted to take her from her brothers and sisters, but as a father, I was doing what was best for my daughter. And what was best for my daughter was, at the time, to get her out of that house. Some of the allegations was that Jake had a gun. He had put the gun on the counter and said that he would kill her, Nevaeh, all the kids, because they were having a problem. One of them had burnt Nevaeh with a cigarette on her forehead. She came over with bruises, black eyes, stuff that at the time I was chalking it up as the bigger sister was beating her up or bullying because I was letting her take stuff that she had gotten over our house over there. And here these other kids were fighting for stuff from churches or whatever. And then that was on a Tuesday. On Wednesday morning, I went down and found out that I had gotten full custody of her with visitation rights. She wasn't too happy about that. She said I paid off a judge. She said my in-laws gave me the money to pay off a judge. That money bought me my daughter. I'm like,
it was not that Larissa didn't know how it felt to be an unfavored child, because she herself had been one.
got on his daughter.
When she was 15, her parents allowed her to live with her then-boyfriend, who attacked her in December 1998. Her parents refused to allow her back into their home and to provide care and support for her. Not only that, but she also suffered a child's worst nightmare coming true to life. According to Anna, Larissa's sister, their mother was violently attacked in July 2007 by her then-boyfriend, Juan Mateo, because she'd flirted with another man during a party. Bloodied, she'd stumbled to a nearby pharmacy, collapsed, and died.
Yeah.
It could be said that her life's tragedies failed to build Larissa into a better person because she was involved in various police records. She had a history of violence as both victim and a suspect. She'd been connected to various incidents, including a missing persons case, assault, and domestic violence. However, within a decade of losing her mom, she had lost her child as well. Soon, the search for Jordan was about to be over and expose all her secrets that were buried.
I want people to know that if they know anything, to please just come forward. I mean, I think me and my sister could pretty much handle the rest as far as with the children and family services and stuff, because Cora Monday will be involved.
Jordan was found, but neither at his biological father's, as Larissa had claimed, nor alive. On December 19th, 2017, after a day and a half of searching and digging the backyard of Larissa's home, they finally hit on something. There were human remains of a child. Immediately after that, officials removed 4 of Larissa's children and placed them in emergency custody and foster care. Those 4 children ranged in ages from 16 months to 12 years. Jordan was found in such a horrible condition that it defied any attempt at explanation. There were fractured bones in his little starved frame. Some of these had healed on their own, while some were in fresh agony when he succumbed to death. What exactly caused Jordan's death remained under the shadows, but those in the harsh light were Larissa and Christopher, 2 people who remained with the boy until his last tortured moments. Now, during Larissa's interrogation, she held nothing back. Not only did she make some shocking revelations, but the fact that she believed she'd done the right thing could make anyone's blood boil.
It was Christopher's idea to bury your son in the backyard?
It was my idea, and he just did it. Just because I didn't want Jordan to be far away from me, I just wanted him to be close. I was not ready to let Jordan go.
At this point, Larissa's version of events was that Jordan simply died one day with no warning. But what happened next would strip away any sympathy you once had for her, regardless of her history.
You think I don't feel guilty for that? You think I don't? I do, okay? And you're making it worse.
This is the moment Larissa chose to lash out at the detectives because she was feeling guilty. But this was just one of the many insane incidents in this story. After this interrogation, the police relied heavily on the autopsy reports to confirm her claims. Sure enough, the truth was much more disturbing than what anyone could have expected.
Jordan also has 3 fractured left ribs that healed on their own and a fractured right rib that healed on its own. And these are all injuries that were healing on their own without medical help, which means he was in a lot of pain for a very long time. And you're not being honest about what was happening to this kid.
See, what happened, I mean, I personally didn't, but I was scared myself, okay?
Scared of?
I think talking to my sisters yesterday actually opened up my eyes a little bit and made me realize I should not be the only one taking full blame for this.
Jordan was gone, untreated and uncared for. Larissa would at first insinuate that there was something else happening at the house. She was also a victim.
We're angry, and it's my job.
But I'm not a fighter.
It's my job to make you angry.
I think I kind of got off that way because I'm so used to like being like when the guys come at me like that. It just I don't know. It's just like.
Do you understand that it's your eternal need to be with a guy that is attracting guys like that.
And that's what I need to change.
Larissa seemed to be considering
late
this
for that.
interrogation room as a therapy session. She dug as deep as she could and rambled on about anything and everything, except for her dead son, Jordan.
You know, your baby daddy's gonna try to come back and this and this and that, and oh, that's my kid. And, you know, it was always just something with him. I mean,
So he's jealous? In addition
Yeah.
to all that? He's a jealous guy?
Very, very. And that's one reason why I don't have my Facebook, is because I get compliments about how pretty I am and this and this and that. And all I said was thank you. It was a compliment. That's what you say when somebody gives you a compliment, right? Thank you.
Right.
There was no conversation other than thank you. And I had to hear it.
Male or female? Could be.
There was one time everything was perfectly fine. He was sitting up in the room. Says that the ghost spirit in the house, the female ghost spirit that we have in our house, sat there and told him to look at my Facebook, looking about on somebody in the past.
She had the same paranormal theory to explain what had happened to Jordan. But there was a limit to what was believable.
Because I caught him one time going to the bathroom, getting toilet water and drinking toilet water. And I'm looking like, why is he, you know, like, is he even alert when he's doing this? You know, it'd be like certain behavior, you know, like, and I used to have to stop him. He'd go straight to the refrigerator. I don't even know if he's like awake when he's doing this or if he's sleeping or, you know, it's just things that I had to watch out with him. And it was just something I felt like in that house too, like it was not really wanting us there, you know, like a sense of something. And I guess I don't know if you guys heard about this, but I found out after I moved there, because when I went to see the house, it had a caution thingy wrapped around it, kind of like on the front bush. And I looked like maybe it was just for a Halloween decoration or something. But the neighbors and somebody had told me that actually a father had killed his son or something happened there. So it kind of like, you know, like, wait a minute, you know, this house is just like bad luck.
What Larissa failed to realize was that her luck had nearly run out. The time for lies and excuses had passed. From here on in, it was all about exposing the true evil of the woman who proudly claimed to be the mother of not 1, but 9 kids. The main question was, what exactly did Larissa and Christopher do? Did their punishments go too far, or was it something much darker and direct?
Sit there and expect you, okay, my kid may do something wrong, but I see other discipline, you know, timeouts, you know, corner, you know, bedroom, you know, sometimes my Help Me Grow worker even seen that herself. You know, no matter how bad my little ones can act up, I never had that in me to hit my kids. But I think I was just so scared because I used to get my ass beat by Chris just because I defended my kids. My daughter, my oldest son can tell you, my older son had to pull a knife on him because he put his hands on me the way he did. And he can discipline my other kids, but he wouldn't discipline them like he did Jordan.
How does he discipline Jordan?
It was just different. I mean, as far as, you know, how you said the sock in the mouth, none of my kids got the sock in the mouth, only Jordan. And I used to sit there and tell him, don't do that. You know, I used to get yelled at. My kids all can tell you.
So you seen this nigga put the sock in the motherfucking mouth, and you didn't try to kill him? You let that nigga, you killed your kid, not him. Fuck out of here, nigga. I don't care about none of that shit.
And that's where a lot of me and his arguments came in, because I did defend my kids. And that's where he would put his hands on me. He even put a sock in my mouth when I tried to yell for help. I felt like I was stuck.
But Larissa kept changing her story.
It had a car.
I was just about to say that shit.
Thingy wrapped around it, kind of like on the front bush.
What's going on?
And I looked like maybe it was just for a Halloween decoration or something. But the neighbors and somebody had told me that actually a father had killed his son or something happened there. So it kind of like, you know, like, wait a minute, you know, this house is just like bad luck, you know. And I mean, Jordan's behaviors didn't start till we moved in that house.
Larissa may have been
behaviors.
gaslit into believing she hurt Jordan, when in fact it was Christopher who abused both her and her children. But the innocent image she held didn't fit when other narratives began to surface.
I lived with my sister.
How long did you live with her?
Off and on. I mean, over the years, off and on.
Okay.
We were always like this.
Always close?
So, I would catch her disciplining the kids, not just specifically Jordan, but all of them. She'll bust Mariana in the mouth or the nose to the point where...
Mariana is the oldest?
Yes. You know, like to where she would start bleeding and stuff like that.
But Larissa had a different perspective. She was living a different reality.
I wanted to tell somebody. I wanted to, the day it happened, the first person I wanted to talk to was my counselor. I wanted to tell her what happened just because I was just so scared. I needed somebody to confide in.
Okay.
And I don't have that support.
No matter how many times you watch Larissa's story unfold, the cold reality that she would sink to any depth to save herself can stir frustration and even the calmest of hearts.
Like, do you understand? If somebody is putting your kids in harm, you can fuck them up, right? You can fuck them up. You got a 12-year-old daughter that's clear as day, you know, can probably let anybody know what the fuck is going on, for real. They can vouch for your story, you know. Could have fucked him up. If he was making you do that shit, you could have fucked him up. Any of that shit.
You know, it was just like Jordan trying to tell me something. When I told you that when he finally took his last breath, it was like he was mad. You know, like I seen in his face like he just wanted to tell me something. But I just didn't know what that something was. And with him being speechless, I mean, I couldn't understand what it was. But I could tell it was just something so mad, you know, like angry. And I thought he, you know, like he was trying to cuss me out or something. But I took it as he was just trying to tell me, Mom, I love you, I gotta go.
Meanwhile, Christopher was being interrogated by another detective, and this was his side of the doomed story. Larissa claimed she had tried to defend her children from Christopher, and in doing so, she sometimes found herself gagged with a sock. But neither was it easy to understand the dynamics between Larissa and Christopher, nor was it free of mystery. Despite the detailed interrogations, no one had any idea about what resulted in Jordan's demise. It was the reason
They didn't play what he said.
And the communications between the couple was monitored to fill in the gaps. They both had charges and were behind prison at the time they wrote letters to each other. Larissa and Christopher wrote dozens of letters to each other from behind bars. Letters filled not with remorse, not with reflections on Jordan's
She a dumb motherfucker. She a dumb motherfucker. I don't care.
short life, but with passionate, almost desperate words for each other.
Right,
I
that's
miss
dumb.
you, Susie, Larissa wrote, while Christopher responded in kind, addressing her as his queen, his love. It was an exchange that seemed more fitting for young lovers than for two people accused of such horrific crimes. On one side, she claimed it was Christopher who did something to her son and killed him.
Something told me.
Like, are you dumb? No, fuck that. She a dumb motherfucker. Yeah. Nigga, it don't fucking... This nigga's putting socks in your kid's mouth, and you telling on this nigga, saying that he put the socks in the mouth, but you want to still write letters to a nigga. You a dumb motherfucker. Excuse my language.
That he had something to do with this. Because every time after this happened, I just hated him. I hated everything. I just couldn't stand to be around him.
Did you ever ask him to leave?
I did. And he told me that if I was to call the cops, that he had the gas in his name, that they would tell me that he resides there, that he can't leave. So I just felt like I was trapped.
However, the
He had
reality
gas in his name. Abuse trumps that. Like, what are you talking about?
was completely opposite behind closed doors. In fact, what you'll hear next can just be described as baffling.
I love you.
I don't know. 1 minute you got everything. All right, love you too.
I love you. Yeah, I hear you, baby.
Baby.
Yeah.
Okay, love you too.
Mwah. Love you again. I love you. Yeah. Okay, I love you.
Larissa had given birth to another child, baby Aaliyah, behind bars, a child she would never get to keep. And perhaps a child who would never live in that house of horrors with a momster. The newborn was swiftly placed into foster care, an act that Larissa described as the worst feeling ever, a loss she mourned deeply in her letters, though the grief seemed oddly compartmentalized. While she expressed sorrow for being separated from her children, including Aaliyah, there was no mention of the crimes that had gotten them there in the first place. Amidst the steamy confessions and declarations of undying loyalty, there were scant references to the tragedy that had brought them to prison.
These ugly motherfuckers.
They're trying to get one of us on the wrong side for abuse, one letter read. We sure ain't gonna kill our son flat out, another protested. It's us against the world. Their relationship, as obsessive and all-consuming as it seemed, was laid bare in those letters. They wrote about their plans for the future, about the family they wanted to be when all of this was over. Yet when it came to Jordan, they were at a loss for words. Even as Jordan lay beneath the soil, his mother and his lover's focus remained on each other, a fixation that investigators noted with a quiet, unsettling unease.
Nah, for real.
It was as though the boy had never existed at all. By now, the investigators had understood. This is what the couple had wanted all along, to get rid of little Jordan. During the trial, Larissa's crimes shocked the entire courtroom, so much so that the judge could not hold back her emotions.
And in 22 years, I never have. This is one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. And I don't understand, Mr. Rodriguez, why you don't want to cleanse yourself and tell the truth about what happened here. And I hope someday you do. Whatever this child's life was supposed to be, you made sure it didn't happen. You and Larissa. I look at friends and family and people who are desperate to have children and want to have families, and you two have babies with no consideration. You just keep having them, disregarding the value of their life.
Jordan bore the scars of his environment, not only emotionally, but physically, with broken bones that went untreated and ailments that never saw the care of a doctor. His thin frame told a story of hunger, not just for food, but for attention, love, and safety. Jordan's life had been tragically cut short, and the circumstances surrounding his death left a community grieving and seeking answers.
The truth. I'm your oldest son. You never lied to me. I don't know why you would lie. And I just wanted to tell you I love you, and I'm going to get justice for Jordan.
On January 6, 2018, a funeral service was held for Jordan at the St. Michael the Archangel Catholic Church in Cleveland. It was a chance for those who knew him and those who had been touched by his story to come together and mourn the loss of a child whose life had been marked by neglect and suffering. The wake was an opportunity for mourners to pay their final respects, even if they hadn't known him personally, and that's what happened. Although Jordan's plea couldn't reach people when he was alive, his wake was crowded with those who prayed for him. It would never be known exactly how Jordan died, but the small casket stood as a reminder of how painful his life was while he was alive. Larissa Rodriguez knew the child welfare system like the back of her hand. She'd been in and out of it for years, learning exactly how to keep social workers at arm's length. When inspections came around, she'd quickly clean up the worst messes and coach her kids to say what needed to be said. She even cut deals, like the one with Nancy Caraballo, a social worker she paid off by selling food stamps meant for her children.
Oh, you,
Larissa used
you
these tricks to
stank bitch. Oh, excuse my language, but you motherfucker. All these people in this video is crazy as shit. For real.
keep suspicions low, bending the system just enough to make it work for her. While others might struggle under the pressure of social services, Larissa built a system that worked in her favor.
Oh,
The
food
tragic death of
stamps.
Jordan Rodriguez exposed glaring failures in the child welfare system, highlighting how Cuyahoga County's Division of Children and Family Services, DCFS, missed critical opportunities to intervene. Despite multiple reports and investigations into the conditions of the Rodriguez household, including allegations of neglect and unsanitary living conditions, the system failed to take adequate protective action. Caseworkers had visited the home, but the warnings were not sufficiently addressed, and Jordan's situation continued to deteriorate. The lack of follow-through, proper assessment, and coordination among social services left Jordan in a dangerous environment where his basic needs were unmet. Ultimately, these systemic shortcomings contributed to the neglect and tragedy that cost him his life, revealing a deeply flawed safety net for vulnerable children. In a way, these conditions were indirectly involved in his tragic demise, but who do you think struck the last blow for Jordan's injuries, Larissa or Christopher?
Obviously the
Let us know
mama.
your thoughts in the comment section.
Obviously the mama. You know? Fuck the last strike. She was the one doing the most striking. Fuck. Tried to blame it on the dude. But the dude was in it too. Motherfuckers is sick, man. You have kids, it's all about them now. It ain't about your motherfucking self. You selfish motherfucker. And if you gonna make it about yourself, let the daddies take them damn kids. Let the daddy take the damn kids. If you want to be about yourself so fucking bad, let the daddy take the kids and let him put you on child support. You feel me? Be about your motherfucking self then. God damn. And in the little boy case, his daddy was one of the ones that was fucking him over. Which is fucked up. Fucked up, dog. Fucked up. And start choosing wiser. If you know this nigga is in jail off of child support from his last kid, what the fuck you think gonna happen to this motherfucker? If you haven't already, man, like, comment, subscribe, turn your post notifications on, and make sure you if you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe, and turn your post notifications on. Like so I can hit the algorithm so more people around the world can see. Subscribe so I can pop up on your algorithm. So you won't have to be looking all over YouTube for me. You know, I'm gonna be right here. Comment down below how I can do better. And I thank each and every one of y'all, whoever stuck around this long. I appreciate you. Go ahead, comment down below yo YouTube if you started YouTube or not, so I can subscribe to you. I want to watch. I need some new content anyway. I've been bouncing around all these with the same people, and I need some new content. You know, I need some new people to watch. Till next time, man. Your boy Goose out.